What's up, Teambackpack? A few years ago, record sales were the best indication of your success. Today, record sales have taken a back seat to YouTube views, Facebook likes, and Twitter followers. While money is still the motive, it seems we've become more enamored with the instant gratification that comes with popularity. Let's examine the then and now years of hip-hop and discuss how the measurements of success have changed in this episode of Off the Record.
I mean, the numbers in my eyes are very important. You know, doing music is different than any other career because you sometimes get lost and you don't really know where you're at in your career. So if you want to be a lawyer, you know, you got to go to college, you got to go to law school, you got to pass the bar. So you kind of know, at every level, you kind of know where you're at. In music, you don't. You just kind of like, I'm doing music, I'm grinding, I'm doing shows. I think I saw 10 more people at this show than the last show, but I'm not sure. My homies tell me I'm dope. Like, so you really kind of get lost in this world and you don't really know where you're at. So now that we have these numbers, we have the ability to know where we're at. If they're true numbers, like, so I'm not talking about the cats getting fake Twitter followers and fake YouTube views and things like that. That's gonna keep you in that world of delusion and still not know where you're at. So the numbers are crucial, and if you follow Funk Volume, I sometimes hashtag focus on the numbers, because if you do want to make it a career, you have to focus on the numbers. Because if you release a YouTube video today and you get 100 views, and then you release a YouTube video in 2 months and you still getting 100 views, if you don't see all of your numbers trending upwards, then you have a problem. So focus on the numbers if you plan on making this a career, so you know where you're at.
And I think you know, having access to today's social platforms, you get so much information out of these, even if it's from the back end analytics on YouTube or Facebook on the pages. For people like me, when I'm looking to sign an artist, of course, I'm going to be looking at, the organic growth of that artist's career and how they're conducting themselves socially, and, how can we plug them into a system like ours. But if you're doing this completely independent, taking advantage, a lot of these numbers that you have access to can create a very efficient machine for yourself to find out, hey, you know what, man, I'm trending in the state of Georgia right now, in this specific city. Like, I got 300 views today from here or from there, and my music is resonating there, right? So with every small business, you have to kind of focus on your core audience and continue to feed them with the product that matches them. So you can start venturing out into other markets that might have relatable music tastes that you can start experimenting with. So you could definitely build a fan base and following for yourself, and even a business for yourself, by sometimes focusing on music that's niche to a certain territory or a certain demographic of people. So,
to keep it 100, again, information is power. So you're able to understand what it is that you're doing at a level to where you're able to make decisions for yourself later on with the right perspective. It's not a good idea to hire an accountant if you don't know the difference between a debit and a credit. So why would you give somebody money to tell you what to do with your money? You don't even understand what he's talking about. In music, it's very difficult to hire a manager or PR if you don't understand the measures of success. If you don't know what traction actually looks like. If you don't know the conversion rate from a YouTube video or for a new follower versus a new purchase. Like, you have to know these kinds of things. In a sense, it is the best era ever to be a musician. We can now do all of this stuff ourselves, or at least have access to the information that the other people are using to determine whether or not they want to invest in you.
And I'm sure there's a lot of artists in here that they're like, once they hear the numbers, they're like, fuck that, we do this for the love, and I get that all the time. Like, I get it, if you're one of those guys, that's cool. Like I love music too, but at the same time, like, I know cats want to pay their bills. So every company in America, before I started Funk Volume with Hop, like, I was a consultant, so I would consult companies, and that's all we did was go into the data, see what the numbers are selling, give them recommendations. It's no different. Luckily, the guys that I work with built up enough momentum I definitely check the numbers. I make sure we're going in the right direction. I never have to take it back to them and say, look, we're kind of low right now, we need to do something. I've never had to do that, but best believe in the beginning stages, in year 1, year 2, if all of our numbers were stagnant and we plateaued, I would have went to Hop and Swizz and was like, yo, I gotta get a job, this ain't working. So again, if you love hip hop, you just do it for the love. You know, God bless you. You know, I love hip hop as well, but at the same time, like I would like to make this my career and you know, share positive experiences with people. So.
Dame's right, man. You know, releasing music doesn't, you know, automatically get you, you know, a fan base and get people interested in what your music is. I think you have to treat your release just like you're releasing, any corporation is releasing a new product. You know, there has to be a plan behind everything that you do. Yes, of course, you want to use metrics and numbers to be able to kind of quantify your success, but at the same time, you're an influencer. So why not sell your own product first? And when you're selling your own product, get involved in really understanding, you know, your favorite rappers' marketing techniques and how they release music and how they, you know, how they release content, and understanding, you know, the consistency and flow and rhythm of how your fans are engaging, you know, on Facebook. I mean, you can find out if you release a song every day and 2 people are only engaging on your music, there's got to be a disconnect with how you're communicating and how you're resonating with your fans. So, you know, always go back to treating your music as a serious product that you got to release, and there's education behind releasing every product that you put out. Whether, you know, there's a campaign just around a single, or, you know, doing contests or doing giveaways, or just anything that you can do to engage with your fans online and continue to build that story for them so they become a very loyal fan of yours, and you can continue to monetize off their work.